Welcome everyone to a new mod map tour of the Quebec Countryside. This is by Le Duo Pro Mapping, 354.42 megabytes to download for all platforms, and I apologize for this coming out as late as it is. This originally came out on the 8th of October, and you guys aren't seeing it for a few days, so that's my bad. I will read the description and we'll get into it. It says, welcome to Quebec and a small town inspired by reality. 76 fields, 7 realistic farms, 100 purchasable plots, several forest areas, realistic buildings, realistic weather adapted to Quebec, crops adapted to local seeding and harvest dates. My only complaint for this map is there is 17 required mods. 17, which adds another couple hundred megabytes to the download. So I really hate required mods. I'm okay with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you 6. 8's pushing it. 10's too many. 17's ridiculous. So it's not the worst map out there, but I am strongly opposed to required mods because I think it's ridiculous that a map maker is going to now require you to download a bunch of stuff just to play on their map. That's my personal opinion. Some of you guys disagree, I know, and some of you guys agree. But anyhow, okay. Here's the map. The map, however, pretty cool looking. I think it's pretty nifty. Yeah, again, if there weren't the required mods. Sorry, all right, that's it. I'm done with the required mods. Your starting area is land 1 right there, which comes with all that, and then you have field 2 right there. And I believe that's all of your starting stuff. Yeah, that should be all of it right there. But yeah, a couple of barley fields to start. A lot of good stuff happening there in terms of that. Now this should be, I accidentally turned off barley, didn't mean to do that. This is all modified here to reflect the area, so that's quite unique, to be honest. Very different. So I like that. A little bit different, a little bit more set up to this area, which I think is pretty cool when mappers do that. There is a cow barn on the map starting out that we own. I believe it's going to be, yeah, it's on our farm right there. So we'll take a look at that. But yeah, contracts in the fields you don't own. That's great. You do own 2 bunker silos, which are both fermenting silos. So you got those set up for you. They're not really bunker silos. They're just silos that ferment things. And then available on the map is a bakery, carpentry point, cement factory, dairy, sawmill, and a spinnery. Starting vehicles, we have a universal bucket. We also have a manure spreader, Challenger MT645 tractor. We have a slurry and digestate spreader, Fiat 16090 DT tractor, Great Plains seeder. We also have a Horse Credo 3, which is a power drill, which hooks up really great to... Do they not have the other half of that? We'll see if we find it. And usually it hooks up really good to a seeder. I'll see if it's in here. International Series truck, John Deere 3650 tractor. We have a K-branded windrower, a Kubota sidekick, which is pretty cool. Power washer. Then you, of course, have a Massey Ferguson baler. And you, of course, have the standard Massey Ferguson harvester and header. We also have ourselves a tedder, a front loader attachment Rudolph trailer, Sam as mower, and then finally a little Skoda Enyaq coupe. So we don't have the other attachment for that. So yeah, we don't have that. There's another seeder that hooks up to this, basically making it a direct drill. So anyhow, you could buy that if you wanted to. I guess I could show you which one I'm talking about real quick. It might be kind of helpful. It should hook up just fine to this guy right here. I think even if you hit combinations, no, it's not on there. Interesting. But yeah, this guy will hook up to this right. It comes with it, I think even. Is that the Power Harrow on the front? Yeah, it is. So it comes with the Power Harrow. So yeah, I didn't even know you could buy the Power Harrow separate, to be honest. Is it in Power Harrows? It is. The Credo 3 right there. There it is. But yeah, this thing will basically hook up to that seeder. So anyhow, I believe that's the same one. Could be crazy, but anyhow, I am crazy, but that's a whole different issue. We got wardrobe, or excuse me, our sleep trigger right there. Main road right here, which the road I think looks absolutely fantastic. I think the map maker did a great job on this. The edge I'm not as impressed by. I think the edge looks kind of rough, but the road looks great. So I'll give you that. Like, see, like this looks, I don't like this. Just doesn't look finished. Is kind of my opinion on that. But yeah, otherwise I think it looks great. There's a wardrobe trigger off to the side here. Then this field over here is not ours. Our kind of property line goes up along here. We should take a look at what's in this shed here, I suppose, while we're here. This looks like our truck and other vehicle driving shed here, so a lot of good stuff in there. I like that it's a little bit dirty, like it's been driven out and about. We'll probably take that truck out for a nice drive here in a bit. And this is the cow barn, which is kind of interesting. It says it'll hold 52 animals. There's some static animals in here that are just existing and happy to be there, I guess, probably. Wardrobe trigger, or not wardrobe. Goodness great. Why do I keep saying wardrobe trigger? I'm so My clothes are fine, I swear. We got a fuel trigger right there. I am getting over a sickness, so I'm going to blame it on that. But yeah, we got our 2 little bunker silos, which are basically fermenting silos. And then we have a nice facility over here for storage. What all we got in here? Yeah, most of our equipment's in here. Most of our good stuff. Oh my gosh. I have never seen that on a map. I've never. So I guess the tractor's tipped over. I did not come in here and do that, by the way. It's my first time on the map. Yeah, so the tractor's, it's tipped over. That's something. I've never seen that on the map too. All right, moving on. Sorry, that really threw me off. I was not expecting that. Anyhow, you have a nice slurry pit here, which is a really nice slurry pit. I actually like that a lot. You got your barley field here, and then your other one's just behind those trees right over there. And then, yeah, I mean, that's most of the area here. We'll just kind of loop our way around, take a walk around the farmyard. Beautiful countryside out here. Love it. That's the other end of the cow barn. And then we come around the front here, and then I believe we have a, yeah, that's a silo here you can use if you'd like to. Here's the animal trigger there to put cows in. But, yeah, you'll need, is this an actual feed bin, or is it built into the cow barn? Yeah, it is. This is a flat bottom bin. Okay. So this should be, there's no, we don't have any, what you need to use that, which we don't own any of, you need a couple of belts. Go down here, belt systems. You need like this guy and this guy. There's a couple other ones in here that work as well, but you know, that one actually you probably could get away with this one for both loading and unloading. Usually use this one for loading because it goes up a little bit higher, but you probably, for how small this one is, you probably could get away with the small one. Possibly. I've never tried that, so don't take my word on it. But anyhow, okay. Let's hop in our truck, do a little bit of driving around. And then we'll end out with a lovely map tour. Or, goodness gracious, that's what we're doing. I am just all over the place today. I'm still baffled by that tractor laying down. That has traumatized me to my core. Wow. All right. So, let's take a look at the map here. The town area is kind of down over here in the corner. So what I think we'll do, we'll head up and maybe make a little loop-de-doo, and head down and finish out here and hit the rest of the flyover. I kind of want to buy all the land because it looks like there's been a bunch of stuff on this. So let's make all the land ours real quick to see what else we see. Let's do all to our farm. And let's go back in here. Did we get some stuff? Yeah, so you have some farms dotted about. It's like this one's got a farmhouse on it, cow trigger. You got some silos and what have you. This one's got some silos, farmhouse, cow pen, silos, farmhouse, all that good stuff. So yeah, you got some of that stuff dotted about, which is kind of nice. What is that up there? Is that our harvester? Why is our harvester up there? That wasn't ours to begin. I don't know what's going on with the equipment. It'll probably be tipped over when you get up there too. Okay, let's head out and drive around. All right, coming up here to our harvester, which I'm concerned about. It's in the shed right here. We own this shed normally? Maybe we own this shed? I don't know. A little baffled by it being up here. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, and that we do own that piece of land. I could be wrong. But I mean, to be fair, where that shed's at, it's 10 grand to buy it. So if you have to get your harvester out because it's closed or whatever, you could just buy it and pull the harvester out and then sell the land back if you didn't want it. But anyhow, each their own. I like the fields it's like a very natural landscape, and the fields are all sorts of different sizes, and it's all sorts of crazy stuff happening with the fields. So that part I like about it. All right, let's head up this way. So off to the left, if you take a left here, out that way is going to be your sawmill. And then we do have a farmhouse right here. And then we have our train rental point, and that goes to Goldcrest Valley, but there should be a load point down here, I'm assuming. Yeah, right there, going to be Grain West Silo. Okay, I'm curious to see how this is going to be all set up. It looks very, very inhabited down there, but yeah, so we'll pass by that, and then we'll have the cement factory on the right, and then we'll pass by the small farmer's kiosk and a gas station. Farmhouse right there if you buy the land. Around this guy here. Cement factory right here on the right. A beautiful landscape, though. The map maker actually did a really good job with all of that stuff. There's the train that goes under, so it goes off to Goldcrest Valley that way. Loop around down this way. We should come across a small farmer's kiosk and then the gas station. There we go. Small Farmers Kiosk, gas station as promised. We'll continue down this way. Beautiful little area here, though. This is gorgeous. Easy there, car. I thought that car was going to smack into us. And I like how the railroad just kind of rolls through the landscape. Feels very natural. It's a really well done map, to be honest. This is looking really good. I got kind of upset about the required mods, but I got my hats off to the map maker. This thing looks fantastic. Across the water over there's a whole bunch of like silos and things. It's in a little farm area, and another farm right there. So there's a couple farms over there. We're getting ready to pass by. If I can click on it, the dairy point, the dairy production. And if I can click on this one, not looking promising. Nope. If I zoom way in, what do we got up here? There we go. Bakery point. Got all sorts of stuff going on down here. Spinnery. Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at those when we get closer here. But yeah, we're going to pass the dairy there as we head into town. There's the dairy right there on the left. Keep going this way into town here. Really good spot for a sell point there on the left. Not sure why there's not one there. That's kind of a way across the town a little bit more there. We got carpentry point right there, it looks like. Spinnery sell point, is that what's... We passed that. Okay, spinnery sell point we passed. Went up around the corner. Actually, just honestly, it's right. It's right there, that building right there. So spinnery point there. We'll keep going this way. We should be able to loot back. Yeah, we'll loot back over that way in a second. What are we passing here? Yeah, we got cows or animal dealer, excuse me, and the railroad silo stuff over there, which we'll loop back around and take a look at here before we head out of town. That is an abrupt edge there. Not a big fan of that edge, but up along this road, you got your railroad silo right here. Another fuel point right there, carpentry point right there. Here's that spinnery sell point right here. We might as well loop up this way. Just a fire station up here. Get out of here. Stuck up here, that's for sure. What if I just hopped up here and headed back out this way? There's a lot of houses in here too. Like it'd be good for like roleplay and stuff like that. They're like, there's a full-blown town on the map down here, which is kind of nifty, to be honest. There's just a lot. Feels like a lot going on, like it would be in real life. I mean, this is kind of how a small town would be kind of set up. Stop signs literally everywhere. Just non-stop stop signs for sure. It's a dead end, of course it is. We're going to cut back out to get back on the main drag. This will work. Here we go. And we're back out. So this will take us across, and then we'll take a right up here. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we need to see? The vehicle shop's down here. Yeah, we'll just kind of stop at the vehicle shop, because all these farms and stuff, we're just going to kind of do a flyover. But I think we've seen most of it at that point. So we'll pull up into the vehicle shop, and we'll park the truck there, and we'll do a flyover to finish out the tour. I'm impressed with this map. I think it's really good. Really well done. I like it a lot. Don't like that edge. That's just kind of scary, to be honest. All right, here, we'll pull over at the vehicle shop. Let's hop into flight mode. Nope, didn't need super speed, but all right, it won't matter. You're in flight mode, you have super speed anyways. So yeah, vehicle shop there. We'll go back. It's a huge shop yard behind it. And then we'll go back up this way. You got your baseball field. I look at that town. I mean, that town's pretty well done. I like that. There's just a lot going on. That's a nice big old train going through the countryside there. I like how that's all done. Yep, and of course you got your couple of stores and whatnot. And then the water through here is beautiful. And the fact that you can come over here and drive on this. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you got a farm over here. It'd be nice to have a little dairy out here. That'd be kind of cool. I like that. Another farm right here, and then again some fields dotted about. What's going on right here? These, can you remove these? I mean, I'm sure you could flatten them out. I guess I wanted to see if they're actual gravel, but they're just landscaped on there. Yeah, the water features and stuff on this map are absolutely incredible. This is just a beautiful map. Going up through here. I mean, yeah, this looks like just a beautiful map. So, yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what I got for you guys. Starting farm's right down there. That's where our harvester's at, is in that shed. But this is our starting farm right here, and then these two fields right there and there. So, yeah. But yeah, that's what I got. This is a cool, very unique map. It's very different than what I thought it was going to be. I always do my map tours just to load in and go for it. But, yeah. If you guys enjoyed, though, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen, join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.